attorneys aren't all that bad, but if they don't do what the judge tells them to do, they lose their bar card, whether the dues are paid up or not. The judge don't care. He can take that bar card away from them anytime he wants to. And these attorneys, some of them go 6, 8 years to school. Well, they don't want to lose their ability to earn their second vacation home, and their Mercedes that they drive around and all that stuff. I don't fault them for that, but they do what the judge wants them to do.
I don't remember what it was that the prosecution brought up, but Arch McCall very quickly said, we stipulate to that. And I'm questioning in my mind, why would you stipulate to anything in this trial? The whole point is that the state needs to make their case. And I found that very strange, and as I say, I don't remember the point, but I was watching you, and you kind of looked a little confused at that point, and I'm like, something happened here, and I'm not sure what happened, but it didn't look good.
I remember that comment coming up by Mr. McCall, and I'm sorry, but I don't remember the stipulation that we concurred to at the time. But I think it was something that was very obvious that we really didn't need to argue. But I do agree with you that it's definitely up to prosecution to prove the case, and you might all agree with me that there was nothing proven there. In that second trial, the only thing that was proven beyond a shadow of a doubt was that Dick Simkanin made money. And that was it. What else did they prove? I mean, they had my comptroller up there on the stand. That's, he made this much money. They had my banker up there, and he deposited this much money. But they never said anything about breaking a law. So they didn't prove anything other than the fact that the guy made money. Now, and it's beyond me how a jury can convict a person that does the same thing they do. We all make money. We got to live. So, I'm just as confused as you are.
Well, I want to make a couple of remarks, then I'm going to ask you a question, Dick. I've served 2 prison sentences for contempt.
God bless you.
And I was put in prison for preventive detention. It wasn't anything that I had done. It was what they thought I might do in interfering with the sale of my property. And I've had the CID come out brandishing their weapons within 2 feet of my head just to serve me papers to show up in court. And then I've had the federal marshals in their flak gear show up. And so, listen, we're living in a fascist government, whether you know it or not. 2 things. One of the things, since Dick brought up the Lord in the Bible, the only profession that the God-man Jesus Christ condemned was lawyers and sorcerers. And lawyers are sorcerers. They conjure up things. I was just reading an article that I had kept where they stage automobiles, accidents, and sicknesses, and all of that kind of stuff. And of course, as you know, we have more people incarcerated in prison than China does. And as Dick said, I was in Fort Worth, and I didn't like being counted 12 to 15 times a day and not treated like a person, not treated like a human being. And these people are sadistic. But again, God showed me favor, and when I first checked in, I did have a black Christian guard who looked at my papers, and he saw that I was placed with a Navajo Indian who had committed murder, who showed me all the ropes on what to do and how to please everyone and get away with it. Now, there was a one man, though, that had a confession against you that he had heard you threaten to kill the judge or something like that. And of course, I was with you on the day when supposedly you made that statement, and they wouldn't allow me to testify on your behalf. But whatever happened to that son of Belial?
You're talking about the ex-IRS agent out of California that said that I made the comment that 2 federal judges should be knocked off in order to advance the tax honesty movement.
Yeah.
Now, that statement by itself is ridiculous. How can killing 2 federal judges advance anything? Okay? I mean, let's get real. And how can a judge, believe such stupidity? Especially when the guy that's supposed to have made the statement was on an airplane between Dallas and California. At the time that he said it, he was on an airplane. Tom Salgas and Brian, I believe, were instrumental in collecting affidavits from everybody that was at that meeting. And every one of them in an affidavit said, Simkanin didn't say anything about that, nor did anybody else even mention the name of a judge or judge, period, let alone threaten to kill him. And so judge wouldn't have any part of it. Here again, what they wanted to do was put me behind bars and destroy Aeroplastics, which they did. So that was their goal, and they did it. By any means, by whatever it took, that's what they were going to do, and they did it.
Well, the other thing, but Dick is right. On the walls of the Justice Department, it says they've done their duty when a citizen's rights are protected. And they're doing the opposite. And the reason they get, I've heard, they get performance bonuses and cash awards if they get convictions. Have you heard that?
I can prove that. It's a law.
Who said that?
I can. I said it. I can prove they get a bonus.
Okay. Good. I'd like to get your.
I got it in writing from the judge.
Okay. I'll give you my name and address, and I want you to.
You got that into evidence in the first trial, didn't you?
Okay. But anyway, I'm so glad you're back.
All right.
And God controls our circumstances. Nothing happens to us unless they get permission. And so what are you going to do in the future, though, to get things turned around?
Well, Mel, I haven't really made up my mind exactly what I'm going to do. I have plenty of options, and I appreciate your comments that you made. I'll correct one thing that you said, and you said that the United States has more people in prison than China. Actually, the United States has more people in prison than the whole rest of the world. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're for-profit prisons.
Yeah.